What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I am here today with the review for Love and Hip Hop ATL. This is season number 8. This is episode number 11. Man, 11. We almost finished with this season, and Hollywood is right around the corner. So, without further ado, you guys, let's go ahead and just jump right into the video. Hold on. Ho, this was a good episode. Also, I want to say Happy Memorial Day to everyone out there. I want to say thank you to the men and women who fought for fought for our country, fought for our rights. Because if it were not for you guys, the brave men and women who, fought for our rights in this country, I would not be able to get on this channel, talk about this foolish ass fucking show that is Love and Hip Hop. So once again, thank you for your service. And once again, happy Memorial Day. So I hope that everyone had a great day. I had a fantastic day here. It wasn't really too hot here in Texas, but it was hot enough. But again, happy Memorial Day, everyone. So we're going to start the video out in Atlanta, and then we're going to move over to Trinidad. So we in Atlanta, and in Atlanta, we see Akbar V. She in the studio recording some song, and they showed it on the, when you go to a commercial and they show music from the cast that 9 times out of 10 nobody ever buys that music or even streams that music. I'm gonna stop lying. I'm gonna stop lying. The people whose music I do stream that I don't pay for, because I got Apple Music, I streamed whose song do I listen to? Lyrica Garrett. That song that she sang at Clutch and Pearls and Little Lyrica's wedding last season. I streamed some of K. Michelle's songs. Who else do I when Cardi B first came out, I listened to Gangsta Bitch, her mixtape. I listened to that on Apple Music. Who else do I listen to on Apple Music from Love and Hip Hop? I listened to Amara La Negra on Apple Music. I really should buy Amara's her mixtape. Her mixtape Understanding is actually really good, and I might just buckle down and buy it. And I might buy a Lyrica Garrett song and some K. Michelle music. And I think that's about it, because I don't listen to nobody from New York. I actually hate New York. Atlanta. Nope, nobody. So yeah, that's it. But like I said, Akbar V is in the studio. She's recording a song, and like I said, they showed her the commercial break. The name of the song was Griselda Blanco, the drug woman, who actually her son was on that show earlier this year, Cartel Crew. Does anybody know if that show is coming back for a second? I didn't even watch the first season, to be honest with you. Now, speaking of some Love and Hip Hop, since we're talking about Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, let's just talk about what Media Takeout has posted. Which we can take that with a grain of salt, because a lot of shit Media Takeout says is not true. Because remember, a few years ago, Media Takeout quoted that I think it was season 3 of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, that they fired the whole entire cast, and that was a lie. But according to Media Takeout, they are canceling Love and Hip Hop Miami, which I can see it, but I can't see it at the same time. Love and Hip Hop is one of the highest rated shows on VH1. And they said that this season of Love and Hip Hop Miami had far less views than Black Ink Crew Chicago, which I guess I can kind of see. I don't know. Because if you think about it, the beginning of Love and Hip Hop Miami, it was the lead-in for Black Ink Crew Chicago. Then they reversed it. Then they moved it to Monday night to follow Love and Hip Hop New York. And then it followed, and so I don't know what to believe. I'm taking it with a grain of salt. But back to the show, because so yeah. So then, like I said, so getting back to what I was talking about once again. So Akbar V, she was in the studio, she was recording her song, and then Mack shows up to the studio with her baby. And Akbar V is like, "Girl, what the hell you doing here?" She's like, "Girl, I need your help. Like, Made Man, he got shot." She's like, "What? He got shot?" She's like, "Yes. Somebody was trying to rob him and they shot him. So, I gotta go to the hospital, and I just don't want to take Gingy with me to the hospital," which understandable. Her daddy shot. I understand that. And she's like, she couldn't find nobody because everybody was in Trinidad. And I'm like, so you don't have no family? You have no family in Atlanta? You don't have anybody? that you could have called, but Akbar, who was on camera recording for this show. Okay. If that's what Mona put in the script, we gonna roll right with that. And then, she's telling Akbar V about Made Man cheating on her. And then Akbar is just cussing up a storm in front of the little girl. I'm like, well, damn. Like, I know I'm horrible when it comes to cussing, and I know I have little cousins who, unfortunately, they repeat some shit. I have a little cousin. He's 6 years old now. When he was 2 years old, I made the grave mistake in saying bitch in front of him. And, well, when I said bitch about somebody, what did he do? He came up to me and called me a bitch. I'm like, I couldn't do nothing to him because he heard me say it. He just repeated what I said. I'm like, really? They're like, that's what you get. I'm like, I didn't expect for him to repeat the shit. Like, but little nigga repeated the shit. Actually, all my little cousins, they got the ones when they were little, they cussed behind me and my other cousins because we just cussed like sailors. But, I just couldn't, you know what, I can't even judge her. Okay, so yeah, I'm not even going to judge her because I've done it before. So then we see, last episode, Sierra was talking about, she's having to stop this gun violence rally, and she invited Valerie, who we know is Akbar V, and she was telling Scrap as well. So we see Scrap and we see Sierra there together, and I'm like, Mona, you really ain't doing a good job of trying to hide this shit that you guys are trying to do. You guys are trying to put Sierra and Scrap together. We see it. It ain't. You ain't hiding it that well because we can clearly see this shit. So then Akbar V shows up, and Akbar is telling them about what happened, how she just took Shay Mack's daughter to Shay because Shay went to the hospital the night before because her old man got shot. And then Akbar goes into what's his name, Scrap, about his issues with his women, his issues with Moniece, Tierra. Now the issue with Tierra is in Tierra's head because Tierra came on to Scrap. From what we saw, Scrap never gave Tierra any kind of inclination that they could be together. That was something that she made up in her head. Now with Moniece, that's a different story. He was fucking with Moniece, and so his whole thing with Moniece, that is on him. And then she's talking about how Moniece don't want to do the album no more. Here's a little gotcha. Nobody was gonna buy it. Just being honest with you, nobody was gonna buy it. Cause I think Moniece has a mixtape out, and I have not listened to it. I don't plan to listen to it. Whoever put that video out of her a few weeks ago when she was in the studio singing, dead ass motherfucking wrong. Dead ass. So, and let's just back up just a little bit. So when Akbar V was talking about how Made Man got shot, and that's Shay Mack's old man, her baby daddy. So Scrap gave us a little gem in this episode. He told us that he's known Shay Mack for 4 years, but he fell off with her a year before he went to jail. Interesting. Never heard anything about those two being friends, but if this is what Mona put in the script, we gonna roll with Mona's script for the day. But again, Mona, your script, we been seeing this shit. Well, we didn't see this shit, but everything else we done saw it play out. We done saw it before you actually put it on the screen for us to see it. But okay, if you say so. If you say so. So then we saw a scene where we had Shay Mack. She was walking on the street. She's talking about, all is good with Made Man, and we good. Well, she's walking down the street, and who is she walking down the street with? None other than her friend Scrap. So, she and Scrap just chopping it up. He checking in on her, and he telling her he know about Made Man getting shot. And she's like, wait. How you know about Made Man getting shot? He's like, oh yeah, Valerie told me. She's like, Val? Oh, Akbar V. He was like, yeah. So, then he talking about how he likes Sierra. Nigga, we saw that a mile away. Even Stevie Wonder could see that. I wish Stevie could see his hairline is, them braids are pushed back, but that's another story. But yeah. Oh God, I look at that. But back to this. So yeah, he talking about how he like her, which, like I said, we all saw this shit. Nobody is surprised. Who out there is surprised that Scrap likes Sierra? Anybody? Show of hands. Who's surprised? Exactly. Nobody. But then they just chopping it up, and she's talking about she fell off with him because she saw him getting super close with Stevie, and then she saw him sucking on Carly Red's toes. And what the fuck they got to do with the price of tea in China? Please explain that shit to me. What the fuck that got to do with you? I'm not drawing a parallel. I'm not drawing a conclusion. There's nothing that has anything to do with you. So, she's talking about that Stevie and Carly ruined her career. What's career? You couldn't rap. That was number one. So, and then you was trying to work with Stevie J, who was working with Jocelyn, who ain't talented herself. Like, make it make sense to me. Make it make sense. Because it ain't making sense whatsoever. But you know what? If she want to say that they want her career, let's let her have it. Because Mona wrote it in the script. And goddamn it, if Mona wrote it in the script, it is true. So we just going to roll with the punch on that one. Even though it's bullshit. But we're going to roll with the punch on that one. So then, with her bringing up Stevie, that brings Scrap to talking about Stevie again too. So Scrap is talking about, how he was back when he was in jail. He called his Uncle Stevie. His Uncle Stevie didn't answer the phone call, but then he called him back a little bit later and never got a response back from Stevie. And my whole thing with Scrap is, okay, because I posted this comment in Roxanne's video last week, because I forgot to mention it in my video last week. But here's the thing, here's my problem with Scrap. So Scrap wanted Stevie J to come to the courthouse, to come to the court, come to the jail, whatever, to help him out with his legal issues. Are we not forgetting that Uncle Stevie has his own fucking legal issues? Child support. Number one, the nigga has child support. And I'm pretty sure if the nigga goes down there to the jailhouse, they gonna lock that nigga up. So why would Stevie J put his neck out there when he got legal fucking issues his goddamn self? Like, it just don't make no sense to me that he want to be mad at Stevie about this. But, again, Stevie has legal issues of his own damn issue. He got his own goddamn legal issues. He probably would have got locked up if he went down there, like I said. So, I'm not feeling it for Scrap. And this whole, Uncle Stevie wouldn't help me out of jail. Okay, Scrap. Bye. Bye for Scrap. Alright, so then we see the cast members who are heading to Trinidad. So we got everybody there on, headed out. We got Kirk and Rashida. We got Shekinah, we got Tokyo, we got Carly, we got Scrappy and Bambi. Who else we got? Jack and Kendra. And I think that was it. The only person we were missing was Mimi, because Mimi couldn't find anybody to watch Eva. And I'm like, where the fuck is her daddy at? Where the fuck is Stevie J at? Anybody? Okay, I guess so. Excuse me, y'all. So everybody lands in Trinidad. Now, when they get there, all is good until we find out that Scrappy and Bambi ain't got no damn luggage. You know what? That reminds me of Marlo from Real Housewives of Atlanta when she got to Tokyo and she had no luggage. Oh shit! Basketball Wives is getting ready to come back. Why don't they cancel that shit? Do anybody out there still watch Basketball Wives? Like, let's be real. Who still watches Basketball Wives? I did try to review Basketball Wives last season, but I could not get into that. We're going to go off on a tangent just for a small second because that commercial just popped up. It just came up in the middle of T.I. and Tiny's Friends and Family Hustle. So I'm going to talk about Basketball Wives just for a second. And I figured that show was getting ready to come back with the drama that happened last week between Evelyn and Tammy. I knew good damn well that show was getting ready to come back for them to just miraculously start some drama. So I tried to review last season. Couldn't get in. I couldn't get past how Evelyn and Jim did that girl. I think her name is Cece. When they kept talking about her giving happy endings and she was a nurse, I thought that shit was so fucking wrong. And then they talking about it was a joke. That shit is not a joke when this girl's livelihood is at stake. You are on a national television show and you're talking about her giving somebody happy endings. Like, because she's a nurse, She's board certified. So if the board were to see this show and see, oh, she might be giving happy endings, they can go and investigate her and shut her shit down. And you could take away her livelihood. But bitches who don't work every day, they ain't got nothing to lose. And they only source of income is this reality show. When this girl is doing this reality show and she has a legitimate business, like, that's fucked up. So anybody out there, if you guys, okay, so the question, who out there who subscribed to me watches Basketball Wives? And I can't believe I'm about to say this, but if anybody would like to see a review of Basketball Wives, let me know and I will consider it. I'm not saying that I'm gonna do it, but because a lot of my shows that I'm reviewing now are going to season finales, so I am considering Basketball Wives. And I'm still debating between Black Ink Crew Chicago at this point. I don't know if I'm gonna do that shit because I'm tired. I'm be honest with you, I'm so fucking tired of Black Ink Crew right about now, because you get half of a season in, New York shows up, and then once New York ends, Chicago is back. I'm so fucking sick of that shit right about now. They don't give us a fucking break. So I'm debating on doing Black Ink Crew. And like I said, if you guys would like to see Basketball Wives, just let me know. I will consider it. I will consider. I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but I will definitely 100% consider it. Because, the reason why going into a last year that I at first said that I did not want to do it was because of Jackie. But Jackie last season was pleasant to watch when I did watch it. So again, just let me know and we will go from there. But back to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So, we see everybody, they go to their rooms, Jock and Kendra in their room, they talking. Who else? Kirk and Rashida go to their room, the door wasn't locking. And, they were trying to they were trying to have some, those two are disgusting. I'm not even going to talk about what they were trying to do. So then, we see Jock. Hold on. Oh, they took a long ass bus. So the trip to Trinidad was long. They took a long ass bus to get to the hotel. Tokyo and Shekinah, they were like being deadbeat downers, and I didn't understand why they were being down anyways. Because Carly was talking about what the itinerary was. Okay, she's a host of the trip, so I would assume that if she's a host of the trip, she's come up with some stuff for you guys to do until Spice gets there, so before y'all can go to her performance. Y'all don't just want to just sit in Trinidad and be dead ass bored with nothing to do. So I thought it was cool that she came up with some itineraries, but here they are being, like I said, deadbeat downers. I just didn't agree with that. And then, they got to the hotel. I got ahead of myself just a little bit. So, I guess the manager of the hotel came to them and she told them that they got a complimentary upgrade to a suite. And they were like, oh, let's give it to Kirk and Rashida. They did this and this and that with the cabin retreat thing. I'm like, fuck out of here. Like, if that's what y'all want to say, go ahead and say it. Who gives a flying fuck? So now where I was at. So Jock, he went to Kirk and Rashida's room and he's showing them this ring that he got for Kendra, and it was a beautiful ring. I'm like, oh my God, that is pretty. So, they asked him, so are you going to propose to her here? He was like, I really don't know because, because Carly is here and I don't want to do this in front of Carly. And, Rashida is like, you know what, I'm just going to go talk to Carly, have a conversation with Carly to make sure everything is going to be good on this trip. So then we see Carly in her room and she on FaceTime with Mo. And they had a really bad connection. I'm like, why are y'all sitting on FaceTime when you can clearly see on the screen it says bad connection? Like, you can't see anything. So literally it's just audio. Like, why not hang up? Like, why not be like, hey, Mo, babe. So, this FaceTime thing, it might be me. It might just be that the service over here in Trinidad is like really bad. So let me hang up the phone call. I know you want to see me, but unfortunately the signal is just really shitty. So let me call you on on a voice call, so that way you can at least hear my voice, because that's all y'all been doing was a fucking voice call. So then Rashida goes to her room, and Rashida just want to make sure all is good with them, with Carly Red. I guess mostly with like Jock and Kendra and Scrappy and Bambi, since everything that happened at the cabin trip. And then, she asked Carly, she's like, so what's going on between you and Mo? Like, why is Mo not here? it's like, oh, Mo had to work, so that's why Mo not here. And it's like, so what's going on with the baby situation? It's like, oh, well, Mo, he's still getting a DNA test, and we're still trying to just figure things out. So at this point, we're just waiting on the DNA test to see what is what. I'm like, cool, Carly. Are they still together? Like, does anybody know out there if Carly and Mo are still together at this point? Because I don't keep up with Carly like that, because she's not my favorite person on this show. But if anybody knows if they still together, let me know. All right, so next the group, they go to dinner, and the food looks so good. And then you got Shekinah and Tokyo complaining about the food. And I'm like, why? You're like, y'all in a different country, like, open up, broaden your horizons. Be open to all that kind of things. I was actually on Carly's side. Like, how the fuck can I say I was on Carly's side of all people? Of all people, I'm on Carly's side. But I thought they were being a little bit, I thought they were being a little disrespectful to the people. From, because you can just see them looking, you can just see the looks on their faces, and they didn't look happy at all. Especially Shekinah. Tokyo, I think Tokyo might have just been, been a little facetious. But not Tokyo, but Shekinah, you could just look at her face. Her face was just tore all upside down. And I'm like, why? Why you being like this? So, so then Rashida takes it upon herself to bring, ask her, like, so are things going to be good between you and, Bambi and Kendra? And Tokyo's like, not Tokyo, but Carter's like, yeah, I think all is gonna be good, between us. I mean, they here and nothing's happening. And she kind of, well, you throw a shoe at them. And I'm like, why did you have to bring that shit up? She's like, when did I throw a shoe at them? And they were like, at the cabins, Carly. Yes, Carly, you did throw a fucking shoe. Well, you threw a shoe at Kendra, but it went in Bambi's direction. So she's like, are you gonna? They were like, she's kind of like, you gonna apologize? She's like, let me say it. But yes, I apologize. And then, Kendra says, you know what, Carly, I definitely accept your apology. So she was good. So once again, like I said, Tokyo and Shekinah still being Debbie Downers. I just don't understand it. I really don't. But Tokyo, like I said, Tokyo wasn't really the big problem. It was really Shekinah, because then Shekinah and Carly got into an argument with one another. And I'm like, wait a minute, where did this argument come from? And then Tokyo gonna bring up, like, she believed what... She mentioned poo somehow. I don't remember how she mentioned poo, but she did mention poo. And, she was like, wait. How did poo come? Everybody like, how did somebody who is not here come into this situation? And why did she mention poo? Carly played that recording of Hiram and her. So, like I said last week, it really wasn't clear, because he was just saying, oh, no, it never happened. But she played she played it in its entirety. And she said that, she's specifically said, Pooh was out here saying, I fucked you, you fucked me, I fucked you, I fucked her, we fucked each other, XYZ, da 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 da. And he says, nah, it never happened. And then we realize Scrappy is in his feelings, and Scrappy in his feelings because he ain't getting none from Bambi. And I'm like, my dude, your wife just had a baby. So your wife might not feel all that sexy right about now. I mean, her boobs are leaking milk, which, what man gonna turn down a woman whose boob? Shit, that's kind of hot, Like, if your boobs leaking milk, I'll lick it up. But I think it's just the fact that Bambi, her body has definitely changed. She's had a baby, so her body changes. She's just not feeling very comfortable in her body right now, which Bambi looks really good. Might I add, she looks good. And then Kirk and Rashida started talking about them having sex. I could have dealt without that. I don't want the imagery. I don't want the illustration. I don't want none of that shit. Keep it to yourself. Because Rashida talking about she wear different wigs. Again, keep that shit to yourself. Nobody wanted to know that or hear that bullshit at all. At the fuck all. All right, so then we got this weird ass scene where we saw Kirk, Jock, and Scrappy, and look like they're walking in the rainforest. There's no rainforest in Trinidad, is there? I've never been to Trinidad. Well, they walking in it looked like it was a forest, rainforest, whichever one you want to say. But they looked a plumb fucking fool. I will say that much. Cause they walking with these water bottles that had rocks in them, and they just shaking up the water bottles. And I'm like, and I was thinking to myself, a bottle full of rocks, I don't necessarily think that that's going to attract monkeys. I think that would antagonize them. You know, I think that would aggravate them, annoy them, irritate them hearing that shit. I don't necessarily think that would bring them to you, but I mean, I guess if that's what they say, that's what they say. So we still find out Scrappy is still in his feelings because he ain't getting none from Bambi. And I'm like, bruh, again, your wife just had a baby. You know, do something to make her feel sexy. Like Jock said, you know, now I don't know if I would go as far as sucking her toes, but just, you know, do something for her. Make her feel sexy. It's not all about you, my nigga. Like, it's not all about you. And then you sitting here, I like Scrappy is my dude, but nigga, you walking you walking with this tight ass shirt on, your stomach is sticking over like you about 6 months pregnant, and then you got titties galore. Yeah. But again, it just comes down to doing something for your wife. Make your wife feel sexy. And if you make her feel sexy, then she'll be like, okay, let's drop the draws and get to it. It's not all about you, Scrappy. It ain't. Contrary to what you might believe. All right, you guys. And then lastly in the episode, so we got, look like they having brunch. So, you know, Carly is telling the group about what they're going to be doing for the day. And, you know, telling them that they're going to her family's home. So they look and they see, ooh, there go Mimi. Look at her doing this walk. And she comes over and she tells them, you know, hey guys, so I invited someone here to Trinidad with me. And I'm like, girl, who the fuck? And she kind of says, I know goddamn well you lying. Not Pooh. You see her walking out there. I'm like, oh God, here we go with this bullshit. And everybody's face went down. And, you know, she's like, and then when Pooh get there, she's like, wait a minute. So why the mood just dampened? Because you walked up. Like, that's why the mood dampened. Because your ass walked the fuck up. So, you know, Mimi is like, well, I brought Pooh here because I want everyone to clear the air. You know, you and Carly are really good friends, and I just want the air cleared. Mimi, here you go once again, sticking your nose in some shit that it ain't got no business being in. But then you always want to talk about Pooh and Carly have me in the middle of it. No, bitch, you got yourself in the middle. Well, Mona got you in the middle of it because it's in the script. So, you know, Carly is like, well, you know what, Pooh, if you just admit that you lied, we'll be good, and we can just, you know, start a clean slate. And then Pooh's like, well, if that's what will make you feel better, we can do it. And Carl's like, no, that's not what will make me feel better. That's to tell the truth that we never fucked. I never fucked you. I never fucked your husband. Y'all never, none of that ever happened. Oh my God. So then why Pooh have to get up and give a fucking demonstration about eating pussy? I'm like, oh my God. Like she on this umbrella, and she's going, and she's like, because you know the pussy right here and the asshole is so close to it that I'm like, we did not need the visual of that. I don't know who out there does not know that, you know, the hole, you know, that the pussy and the asshole, they're like they're like close to each other. I don't know who don't know that. I don't know. I mean, there might be some people out there who don't, you know, virgins who don't know that. There's a lot of people who might not know, but majority of the people in the world should know that those two things are kind of, you know, next door neighbors. Oh God. And then why she pull out in her bag? Why did she pull out some Depends? And then why she got here's the thing that really threw me. When the bitch put out them sheets, she's talking about these are shitty sheets. I'm like, why would you still have them? Why did you not burn them? The only way you should keep some shitty sheets is if it's an elderly person who just has no control of their bowels. And even still, I want to keep the I probably wouldn't keep them. I probably would burn them too. But an older person, you can get away with it. But I just don't know why she kept them. Like, was it for sentimental value? Like, what was the reason, sis? Like, I'm just not understanding it. But then, you know, Carly and Tokyo try to get at Pooh. Now, Pooh was wrong for what she did. I guess Mimi looking stupid now. You invited her here so that way you could clear the air, but no air was cleared. She just made shit even worse. Literally shit even worse. But you guys, that was Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Like the video, Leave your comments, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys later.